Hello and welcome back once again to After the Credits, another movie review. Yay! Got to see more than two this time. So today I saw The Nice Guys. Again, this is over at the Dollar Theater. Missed it when I was in the main theater. So I've been watching The Nice Guys, and the whole time I'm watching it, at first I'm like, okay, this is kind of an average movie. Then as it went on, I kept thinking, I've seen this before, and I don't know why. Everything in it seemed really familiar. Almost like shot for shot, I'm like, I've seen this before. Why have I seen this before? I've never seen this movie. It just came out 2 months ago. Why do I feel like I've seen this? So I go online, I'm like, is this a remake? It doesn't come up with anything. It was a autofill on Google. It's like one of the first three things that comes up when is The Nice Guys. It would be like, good is The Nice Guys, whatever is The Nice Guys remake. I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one who thinks this. But I click on that, read through the synopsis and everything in the Wikipedia. It doesn't say anything about it being a remake of anything, but I know I've seen this film before. Did that ruin it for me? Maybe a little bit. The thing is, I feel like I've seen it before with these characters. Almost like, I kind of want to think that I watched it on TV recently, but it's still at the Dollar Theater. And as far as I know, it's not out on DVD yet, although it might be. And the only place I would have been able to see it on TV is maybe when I was up at my dad's house on one of the pay channels, because we don't have pay channels here. Unless I watched it and didn't realize what it was. It could be on Starz already, I don't know. Starz usually gets things right around the time they come out on DVD, so. But it's still playing at the Dollar Theater, but they do have a habit of running things kind of long. Usually once it comes on DVD, they pull it though. So why this is still playing, I'm not sure. So I guess this one kind of falls into the same category as Green Room. It's out on DVD now, maybe. And I'm doing a review on it anyway because it came out this year. So, what did I think of it overall? Other than that part of I've seen this before bugging the hell out of me through the whole thing, it was enjoyable. The structure of the story was a little wonky at times because it kind of jumped around between like a bunch of different stories, and a few of them seemed like they're just kind of placed in there to get a reaction out of a certain character, and then it's like never mentioned again, or it's like mentioned at the beginning of the movie and then kind of forgot about until the end of the movie. Basically, it's about a couple private detectives, I guess. One guy's a private detective. He's hired by this lady to find her granddaughter who was in a car wreck and died, but she swears that she saw her granddaughter at her house a couple days after she had died, so she hires this private investigator to hunt her down. And the private investigator thinks that she might have confused her with another girl who looks similar because they work together, so he's trying to track her down to find out, were you at this place at this time, because this lady thinks that she saw her granddaughter. I know you guys work together. He's trying to track down this girl. She doesn't want to be found, so she hires this other kind of enforcer guy who goes around and beats people up for money to get this private investigator off her back. So he runs into him. They have a fight. He's like, leave her alone, whatever. And then something, I forget exactly what it was, but something happened with the enforcer guy to where he now needs to find the girl to question her about something. So he hires the private investigator to reopen the case and try and find her. And he's like, well, last time you came and told me not to find her, now you're telling me to find her. And they kind of have this uneasy partnership, but then over time become really good friends and become partners. And it's just like this series of events. Honestly, the movie, it kind of reminds me of, and I don't know why I was thinking this when I was seeing it, is the movie that kept popping in my head was 8mm, but it's not 8mm, at least I don't think. But the premise kind of falls on the same lines of 8mm. If you've ever seen 8mm, you'll know kind of what I mean by that, although it doesn't go that same route at the end. So eventually, they keep tracking the girl down. They find where she is. They just barely miss her a few times. There's a lot of depth and suspense of what's going on. Mystery, I should say, not suspense. There's more mysteries that open up each time they get closer to the girl. Another mystery opens, so now they got to try and figure this out on top of finding the girl. And eventually, they do find her. And the payoff there is really weak. Because, it's like they go through all this trouble to find her, they finally find her, and then something happens, and it's kind of like, wow, they spent all that time for nothing. So, I'm not going to give away the ending of the movie. Like I said, it is kind of enjoyable. but I could not shake that feeling that I'd seen it before somewhere. I don't know why my mind kept going back to 8mm, because 8mm is a completely separate movie from this. Another movie I kept thinking was like Matchstick Men, and I don't know why, because I've only seen Matchstick Men once, and it really doesn't stick in my mind. So, but for some reason I kept going back to that movie as well, and I'm not sure why. Maybe like one of the characters I kind of see Nicolas Cage playing, and he was in Matchstick Men, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think he's in it. So maybe that's why I was thinking that, but again, I think Matchstick Men had a different premise than what's going on in this movie. But I definitely feel like it's a remake of something, or I just recently watched it and didn't realize what I was watching. But that was a couple months ago, so it could have slipped my mind. I don't know. Yeah, so that's my review of it. It feels like I've seen it before. I just can't place where. What would I give it as far as a star rating? I'd say maybe a 3.5. I was going to go with a 3 just because I felt like I've seen it before, but I feel that if I didn't have that feeling, I would have actually enjoyed the film a bit more, so I'm going to give it what I think I would have gave it had I not had that feeling, which would be slightly above the middle of the road, which would be a 3.5. Yeah, not really a whole lot more to say other than that. So that is it for this episode. That is my review of The Nice Guys. Maybe check it out if it sounds interesting to you. And if anyone knows what it is a remake of or where I might have seen it before, please let me know in the comments, because it's driving me nuts. So that is it for this episode. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, rate, subscribe, share the video. Links are down there in the description and up here in the lower right-hand corner of the banner. And until next time, we will see you after the credits.